Firestorm has been out for a while now and have had a few updates. I've been playing it a lot, so I feel like I can give a more honest and detailed opinion than before. By now it's more fair to do a comparison between Firestorm and PUBG, even though it will be more fair when Firestorm has released some new maps and more content. We need to have in mind also that the PUBG beta was active for a very long time before the actual release of the game. With that said, let's do this. First off is maps. Firestorm does only have one map, so the amount of maps is of course an advantage of PUBG. Both games have a pretty good map design. Some of PUBG's maps are bigger and have cities in them, which of course are great fun to play in. Firestorm lacks these cities, but can gain some points in a very good map design, which feels pretty balanced. PUBG's maps are somewhat balanced, but I can remember some pretty frustrating moments in it. A huge advantage though in Firestorm is that you can destroy pretty much every building. That's not possible in any other Battle Royale game. Now let's talk a little bit about weapons. PUBG's weapons are more fun in my opinion. There are also more weapons in that game, which gives it a bit more variety. In Firestorm you can't customize your own weapons, which is less fun. But on the other hand, it's better for the balance of the match. But I still think PUBG's weapons are better. Next up is graphics. Firestorm here is a clear winner. Not is it only the best looking Battle Royale game out there, it's also one of the best looking games overall. PUBG looks really outdated too, so it's not that big of a contest in this aspect. The same thing about sound. Firestorm is the best Battle Royale game in terms of audio, and it's also one of the best games in terms of audio on the market. You can hear almost precisely where the enemy are. The sound design is just brilliant. PUBG's sound design is in all honesty not that good. Many times in PUBG I have no idea where the bullets or steps are coming from. The only good part in PUBG's audio is the sound of some weapons and vehicles. Let's move on to physics. This is a very interesting part, which is very important when it comes to gameplay. As I mentioned before, the destruction physics are outstanding in Firestorm. The jumping, vaulting and other movement physics are also outstanding, as well as weapon physics. In PUBG I get the feeling of playing underwater or on the moon. It's very slow movement and I somehow feel a bit trapped in my body. But what PUBG is better at is car physics. It's much more fun to drive around and drift in PUBG. Many times I look forward to get behind the wheel in that game. Which is not the case in Firestorm, where I get the feeling that the car feels stiff somehow. Which is weird because DICE used to develop good racing games back in the days, so they should know better. The tank and helicopter physics in Firestorm are good though. Then we have the controls. As I mentioned before, I feel restricted by the controls in PUBG. I can remember numerous moments where I was jumping sideways trying to get into a window or vault over a ledge. The controls in Firestorm are much better. The only thing I miss in Firestorm is the free look option, which is quite an important advantage. But overall, the controls in Firestorm are very smooth and I have no problem whatsoever with it. Optimization is the next topic. There's been so many times my frames dropped and I encountered bugs in PUBG that could ruin a match. Many times my game crashed too. In Firestorm I have encountered a few bugs too, but they haven't affected the outcome of the match or gameplay. Only one glitch I have encountered that did, which you can see in a video on my channel. The game is running really well and haven't crashed for me. But there are reports saying that it crashes for some people, so keep that in mind. Now, let's sum it all up and I will give you my opinion. Firestorm is like a mix between PUBG and Apex Legends, with the realism of PUBG and the smoothness of Apex. PUBG is great fun and have the biggest advantage when it comes to maps and weapons. Firestorm have only been out since late March, so I think we'll see much more content. In my eyes, the winner is Firestorm, because of its great gameplay, controls, graphics, audio, etc. PUBG is still fun, but I don't think I'll play it in a long while for now. Do you agree or disagree? Then tell me in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good life!